And with...
Hey, Kevin. Well,
it does indeed. Thanks, David. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. We've got Robert Covington, Damian Lillard out there with Norman Powell. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Jones in at the small forward. And looking at the Nets, we've got Brown. Durant is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Harden, and it's Harris in at the 3. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. And here is Powell. Outside, Jones. Lillard dishes to Powell. 5 on the clock. Portland needs to get off a shot. Here's Nurkic. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Harden kicks to Harris. And both these teams rely on low post offense, Doris, in a size-on-size matchup. What can make the difference?
Well, smart passing is one of the keys, Kevin. You have to be able to enter the ball into the low post in a way that puts that big in a position to score it. The ball's got to be moving. Can you get it side to side and get the ball inside at the appropriate time?
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
Extremely fortunate they didn't lose the ball there.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Harden against Powell. Now here's Harden. Tight defense on him. And he makes that one. Harden's got his second bucket.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. And it's sent back by KD. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Deflects the pass. Harden dishes to Harris. And it's good, 2 points.
Well, catch and shoot. Is that Joe Harris' specialty? I think it is.
For the Trailblazers, it's been a slow start here. Looking for the first basket of the game. Pass to Powell. Harden against Lillard. To stop the drought. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
They're basically saying you're going to have to guard us at every point on the floor tonight if you're going to have any chance.
Now here's Jordan. Just 4 to shoot. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And they pick up 2.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Trailblazers trail by 6.
And DeAndre Jordan, not the same impact center he once was, but he's done a great job of acting as a leader for this team.
Well, you think about DeAndre Jordan's career, Greg, and over the course of time, he's played a number of different roles. What you like about what he did this past season is, even though in a changing role, he still tried to make an impact. That's called being a teammate.
Here's Lillard after the made shot from KD. Lillard attacking to the middle. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Nurkic trying to get open. And there's Lillard. That's good on the assist by Nurkic.
And this is peak Dame. Rising, firing, one of the more confident shooters we have in our game.
In the corner, it's Harris. 1:04 left in the first. Harden against Powell. And the basket by Harden.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Passes it to Powell. Back to Lillard. In the corner, Powell with it. And the dunk by Powell.
Woo-hoo, the leaping ability of Norman Powell. Throw it down, sir.
And it's Harden with the ball for Brooklyn. It's a 5-point game. .26 seconds left in the first quarter. For Portland, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Powell, no one around him. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Absolutely critical that Norman Powell expand his range. The more he makes that three, the more the floor opens up.
And here's Harris from the arc. Can't hit that one. James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. He notched 8 points in the quarter. And recently, Kevin Durant discussed what they have to face night in and night out.
I think we get a lot of teams' best shot.
And Greg, it's one of the great challenges of being one of the teams to beat.
But that's the difference with a superstar like Durant. He can give you elite play from start to finish. Lesser guys can do that only in spurts.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Durant is out there with Green. Then there's Griffin. Then there's Brown. And it's Irving at the 1. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Shots good by Green.
You love the leadership of Kyrie Irving from the lead guard position. Yes, he's looking to score, but he's adept at finding the open teammate.
Now here's McCollum. Pass to Simons. Cancer kicks to McCollum. Inside, here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Now Irving. He is still scoreless so far in this one. This one for 3. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And Doris, with Rondé Hollis Jefferson, it's more than just stats. The guy is just so active when he's on the floor.
That's right, Greg. It's the hustle and the movement he plays with that are really the strengths. Only 6'6", but it feels like he can play above that size. Great energy guy to bring off the bench. And if you need him because of injuries or fill-in spots, he can start and be productive.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, "I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it." Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
The shot's good.
Well, this is one of the best in the league at converting off contact. What body control by Kyrie Irving.
Now the pass to Simons. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. And fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Kicks it out to Lillard. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And Brooklyn making a change here. Jordan's checked in. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Derek Jones comes in for Robert Covington. And Norman Powell subbed in for Lillard. And that was a great replay we just saw of our mobile one block.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
And he's going up for the alley-oop.
And we know about Harden's scoring abilities, but his team heavily relies on that vision and playmaking as well.
Pass to Anthony. Another shot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
You know, that's an interesting point about Carmelo, one of the most prolific free throw shooters in the history of the game. Spends a lot of time at the stripe.
Damian Lillard's checked in for Portland. Now, here is Harden. He's got 8. Now here is Harris. Back to Harden. To the inside. Claxton. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Passes it to Anthony. Now here's Powell. Pass to Lillard. Got a hand on it.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Well, it's amazing. If you finish quarters the right way, it can have such a great impact on the outcome of a game.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome. James Harden was the man in the first. He had 8 points, 4 assists, and
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
And it's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, what he did was sustain it throughout the first half. He ran the offense to absolute perfection.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Portland, we've got Yusuf Nurkic. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Powell in at the shooting guard. Now, here's Lillard, and Jones slams it in.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Here is Harden. He's got 8. The pass to Durant. And the basket is good.
Well, there's an innate sense of how to play the game when we're talking Kevin Durant. The pick and roll has become second nature to him.
Lillard, the pass to Powell. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Nobody near Nurkic. No good that time. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Tries from 16. That one rolling around and rims out. Trailblazers trail by 4. Jones drives in. Powell with it. Guarded now by Durant. Powell, that's good. Powell's got 7 points.
I'll tell you, I'd love to see someone take the contact head on. And Norman Powell welcoming the challenge. Well, Norman Powell these last several seasons has turned himself into a knockdown shooter. And obviously last season much more involved on the offensive end. And that, to me, was his best performance to date.
Now here's Jordan. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Here's Jordan. Harris outside. Pass to Harden. Oh, and James Harden throws it down hard.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice. And with Powell, they rely on his shooting to open things up for everyone else.
Yeah, and for Norman Powell, he knows what he's about and welcomes that role. This is a guy who understands how to relocate in the midst of plays to create separation from defenders. He's always ready in catch-and-shoot situations.
Now Jordan after the missed 3 from Damian Lillard, but they'll get another chance. Jordan kicks to Durant. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. KD's got his 3rd basket of the night. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Trailing by 5. Passes it to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Brooklyn making some changes. Griffin's checked in for Jordan. Green comes in for Joe Harris. And Irving subbed in for James Harden. Stolen away. And here we go, Anthony heading to the hoop. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Well, nothing wrong with a little early offense. Anthony happy to oblige.
Irving surveying the floor. Dishes it to Griffin. The kick out to Irving. Rebounded by Anthony. For Portland, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the 3rd quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Kicks it out to McCollum. For the lead, and he sinks the layup. McCollum's got the lead up to 1 now for Portland.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Here's Irving, and the layup is good. Irving's got 6 points.
But just a spectacular display of ball handling from Kyrie, opening up the look there. Many believe he might have the best handle in the game.
Now here's Cantor. Kicks it to McCollum. Feeds it to Anthony. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists tonight. Outside Irving. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
That's a perfect example of why good hands are important in basketball. It just misread that pass completely.
McCollum right side. Misses off the right eye. We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Portland out in front, up by 1. 3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. Brooklyn trailing. They've got Green. On out there with Harden. Then there's Griffin. And it's Claxton in at the power forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Now here's Harden to the right side. Griffin inside. Pass to Claxton. Just 3 to shoot. Oh, Griffin in position.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Simons. Cantor with it. Shoots over Griffin. Here's Anthony. Up top, Hollis Jefferson. McCollum passes to Cantor. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Joe Harris is checked in for Blake Griffin. Here's McCollum. Cantor, the pass to McCollum. Took the opportunity when he saw it. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Harden, and Harden hit the stuff. There is just no way to tell who is going to pull this one out.
When you've had this many lead changes, you're looking to see which one of those plays is going to be a momentum swinger.
Now here's McCollum. Passes to Simons. Back to McCollum. Launches it. The rebound by the Nets.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And a deep three from Harden. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. And now it's a 3-point Nets lead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Here is Harden. In the corner, it's Harris. Puts up a 3. No good there.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
Covington kicks to Jones. Trying to find Covington, gets it to him, and that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 3 assists in the game. And here's Harden. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. It's a 1-point game. Trailblazers moving the ball around. The wing jumper off target. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Harris passes to Jordan. Back to Harris. He kicks it to Brown. And it's Portland with the rebound. Covington's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Jones dishes to Powell. Jones the pass to Nurkic. 3-pointer Lillard. The Trailblazers get it back in a new 14.
And the swag Nurkic plays with, it's infectious. He doesn't back down from taking a big shot.
Now, here is Harden. And the jam by Harden.
And this is what great players do. Harden understanding how to deliver in a big moment.
56 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now Lillard. And Nurkic has it in the corner. Great look, but off the mark.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
And Covington sends it back. Jones finds Lillard. Buries the triple.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Knocks down the trifecta.
And that bucket was absolutely huge. A defensive stop now may just seal the deal.
Now here's Lillard. Shoots from the elbow. Yes!
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Timeout called the Nets. What's your take, guys?
And they have just enough time for a catch and shoot here. It has to be an immediate shot, though. That's their only hope.
And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. And the starting lineups have concluded. So just... Hi, everyone. Greetings from 2K.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
So the net starting five. We've got Harden. Griffin is out there with Durant. Then it's Jordan. And it's Irving in at the 2 spot. And for Los Angeles, Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Cousins in at the 5, roaming the paint. Clock is at 3. Jordan dishes to Harden. Off target from three-point range. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. And above the rim play, always captivating, Steve. We should see a lot of that tonight.
Hey, Kevin, I'm so excited. You know, I played under the rim, so to get a chance to watch guys play well above, I am getting my popcorn ready. Usually in a pick and roll, the 6'10 guy is setting the screen. Not KD, though.
George passes to Leonard. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Here's George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Now here's Harden. Pass to Griffin. To the middle. Here's Jordan. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
He excels in pick and roll sets. DeAndre Jordan's mobility and leaping ability causes a lot of problems.
And Beverly kicks to George. Over Harden. Almost, but it rolls out.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And stolen by Cousins. To the paint. Kicks it out to Leonard. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Irving with a clean look. No good on the 3. The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. George dishes to Morris. George passes to Leonard. Back to George. Durant with the steal. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. Harden has a wide open look. Off target with his 3. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 2. Out to Morris. George against Irving. From 11 feet away. Drained for 2 points. George has got his second bucket of the night.
Proving how dangerous he is. Give George these looks, and he'll knock him down.
And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverly is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him.
Leonard the pass to Cousins. Clock at 6. Puts it up from 12. He's off on that one. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
Unforced errors. These are the kinds of things that break momentum.
So both teams making some changes here. The Clippers trail. Now George. The pass to Oturu. That one doesn't go. Great D that time from Griffin. Here's Irving. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
Difficult guarding Kyrie. He's comfortable from any range and willing to take what the defense gives him.
Outside Leonard. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
This is what you want to do on the offensive end. Get Kawhi looks in the paint. Rely on him to make a play.
Here is Harden. He's still scoreless so far in this one. A shot goes in, first of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
29 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And it's George missing. Brooklyn leading by 4. Durant wide open, he fires. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
You know, people underestimate the speed of Durant. He gets up court quickly.
Leonard against KD. Leonard, Morris. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Harden outside. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
An all-defensive first-teamer.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Nets out in front, up by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown.
Old school basketball. You know?
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
You know this, the team that dictates the pace typically rules the roost. We see that here early on.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Nets. Green is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Irving. Then there's Brown. And it's Claxton in at the 5 down low. Kennard's shot is off.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Irving looking for an opening. Shoots from 14. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Clippers trail by 4. And here's Jackson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And the dunk by Jackson.
Quick off his feet, the long arms, easy jam for Jackson.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injury slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
Irving with the ball. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and another turnover here by Brooklyn.
Off on the timing, or it may have been a miscommunication. Either way, turnover.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Batum's checked in. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Jordan, he's checked in for Green. Zubac finds Kennard. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. In the corner, Irving with it. Teardrop shot. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. It's deflected. Moving it up. Kennard up top. Clippers moving the ball around. Off target from outside.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
With some arc. Outside Irving. To the left wing. Shot clock at 5. Here's Claxton. Good. Nice job down low. Claxton's got 4 points in the quarter.
Poor interior defense. If you play him soft, he's going to kill you.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Batum, and the dunk by Batum.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Outside Irving. The putback, great positioning on the putback. And the Nets lead by 2.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Man passes to Batum, dishes to Jackson. Back to Batum. Down low. High post, Zubats to the middle. Trying to find Batum. He's got it now. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Nets also changing it up. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Kevin Durant comes in for Brown. And it's James Harden in for Irving. Harris passes to Harden. Lobs it up for Jordan. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And that is why DeAndre is such a high percentage shooter. Wow.
We've got 28 seconds left now here in the second. Right side, George.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Brooklyn leading by 4. Here's Harris outside for Griffin. Outside, KD. On the wing, Harris. Takes a 3. He can't get it to go. And a close game so far. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to Brooklyn. Found themselves in a close game in the first. The largest lead they had was 6. And that should do it with the second half about to be.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been quite a game so far for DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2 guard. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And for the Nets, they're shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. And there's the bucket as Irving finishes it off inside. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivals. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
KD dishes to Harden. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And the Nets making a change here. Green's checked in. They throw good. James Harden.
And the way Harden plays the game, incredible. So much energy and really as creative as they come.
Beverley the pass to George. And George with the stuff.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Morris, no good. And so Griffin will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. It's a 5-point game. Harden, that's good.
Well, the thing about Kyrie, he draws so much defensive attention. Someone's often left open.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything from PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' gain.
Irving passes to Griffin. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Griffin's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Leonard. And it's KD with the rebound.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Harden kicks to KD. Tries from 7. Count it, good. And now it's a 9-point Brooklyn lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Leonard dishes to Cousins. To the inside. Out to Morris. Back to George. Pass to Cousins. Great D that time from Green. Nets leading by 9. Irving passes to Harden. Back to Irving. Over Beverly. And Irving gets it to go on the assist by Harden. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
The thing about Kyrie, he has great natural balance when setting up for the jumper.
Outside Leonard. Shoots. Gets a hand on it. Cousins on the follow.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Harden finds Griffin. It's Durant on the wing. 6 points for him. Clippers trail by 9. And Cousins gets it to go. Cousins has got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Every organization needs team-first guys like Patrick Beverly. That's a terrific pass.
Leonard against Durant. Tries it from the top of the key, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. KD's got 8 points.
And having Kevin Durant is such a luxury. At times, you can give him the ball and just get out of the way.
Here's George. Back to Cousins. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Yeah, easy call.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. First one falls for him.
One of the more controversial players in the game. What's amazing through all the scrutiny is the consistency of Cousins' production.
And here's Harden for 3. Misses. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets bringing the quarter to a close with us. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Whatever the offense requires, that has to be your mindset. Always thinking team first.
4th quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. So for Brooklyn now, they've got Joe Harris. Brown out there with Harden. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Claxton in at the 4. Four seconds left. Back to Harden. To the paint. Shot clock at 4. And Jordan with the layup. Jordan's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for Brooklyn.
Attacking in the painted area. I like this approach. It's where DeAndre's at his best.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Kennard's got his first bucket of the night. Brooklyn leading by 7. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Harden outside. Inside. Stolen by Zubac. Jackson against Harden. To the paint. Here's Oturu. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson passes to Oturu. It's deflected. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Brown's got the ball. Now the dish to Jordan. Kicks it out to Harden. Back to Jordan. The shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Man passes to Zubac. Here's Oturu. Guarded by Jordan. And here we go. Harris heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. And the Nets lead by 9.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Kennard for 3. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Most of DeAndre's field goals are dunks. Exceptional at getting great position down inside.
Harden against Jackson. Passes it to Kennard. Here's Oturu. Back to Kennard. Harris on the double team. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Man passes to Oturu. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Oturu's got his first points in this one. Nets leading by 9. And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So for the Nets, Griffin's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Kevin Durant comes in for Joe Harris. And Irving subbed in for Brown. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Leonard against Durant. In the corner, it's Morris. Beverly dishes to George. Inside Leaner, and they pick up 2.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Now, here is Harden. Outside Durant. He kicks to Jordan. On the wing, Irving. Defended by George. Lobs it up for Jordan. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Nets.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for DeAndre Jordan.
High-level shot making, what we got a chance to witness. He responded to good defense with better offense time and time again.
34 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Now Harden. Outside for Durant. Beyond the arc. That shot off.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be.
And so it's Brooklyn with the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Trailblazers focused as they walk into the locker room.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Morris in at the 4 spot. And for Portland, we've got Robert Covington. Jones is out there with Damian Lillard. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the center position. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Second shot opportunity, and Nurkic lays it in.
Well, when you see the hard-working mentality of Nurkic, I mean, love how assertive he is on the offensive board.
Now, here is George. Leonard, the pass to Cousins. Back to Leonard. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Leonard's got his second basket of the game.
Amazing floor awareness from Cousins. Skilled at spotting the open man.
Lillard attacking. Oh, that was an impressive throwdown.
It's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
Now Jones. Paul George missing from long range. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Powell down low. Leonard's there. The shot by Powell, no good. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Cousins, the pass to Beverley, and he uses the glass on the layup.
3 for 4 from the field to start the game. They'll take that.
Lillard surveying the D. Outside, Jones. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
That's how to make things look easy for a teammate. I mean, you make passes like that one from Lillard, crazy.
George against Jones. A nice shot by George.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you got to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Powell. Stolen by Beverley. And here we go. Fast break. Beverley's got it. Here's Leonard. And it's rebounded by Covington. Portland trailing here. Floats it up there for Nurkic.
Comfortable shooting from many different angles. Nurkic, he knows his team counts on him to capitalize from there.
And here's Beverley. He brings it up for the Clippers. 1:52 left to play here in the first. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table, but in reality they got to fill some roles, right? And you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So There's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are three names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. Jackson finds Beverly. Jackson with it. Nice move. He takes it up and lays it in.
And Jackson is very good at catching the D off guard, especially inside where he needs to be fast and getting that shot off.
McCollum against Jackson. McCollum passes to Carmelo. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Now here's Beverly. Back to Jackson. Pass to Beverly. Up top, Batum. 5 to shoot. Jackson from long range. Second chance shot. Batum, good.
I just love the aggressive attitude of Batum, especially how hard he hits the boards.
Now McCollum. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Cantor. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
Well, Cantor is a single-minded scorer. Doesn't like to be denied when he's got position, even dealing with a lot of contact.
Deep 2 from Beverly. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. It's all time. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it...
this game, it's...
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
Rondé Hollis-Jefferson out there with Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. He looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
Zubats, Anthony on the double team, and the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here are the Trailblazers now. Portland leading by 4. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. Anthony, the pass to Simons. They get it back. Unable to get that one. Clippers trail by 4. Zubats kicks to Jackson. Back to Zubats. It's McCollum on the wing. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think it was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebounding. Unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Just 5 to shoot. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Hollis-Jefferson passes to Anthony. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Hollis-Jefferson. Jones checked in for McCollum. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Beverly dishes to Leonard. Outside, George. Over Jones. And there's Paul George on the assist from Leonard. George has got the game tied up here for Los Angeles. Here is Lillard. Lets the three fly. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
1:57 left in the first half of the game. Leonard, the pass to Cousins. Back to Leonard. From outside the arc, the 17-footer. Cousins, no good.
Oh, defense, they just took that possession off. I mean, they get away with it that time, but they got to show some more aggression.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Clippers with the ball. The Blazers getting the bucket. Back to Leonard. The shot off that time. Now Portland takes it the other way. It's 2-on-1. Ahead. Here's Anthony. Trailblazers moving the ball around. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Morris with the ball. Now Covington defending. Morris, no good.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything it can.
Lillard against George. Pass to Covington. Over Morris. Covington's shot is off.
Now I think he lets the D get to him there, and he rushes it. I mean, he has plenty of space there if he just takes his time.
Offensive rebound. Portland leading. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Covington with the ball. Lillard outside. High post, Nurkic. On the wing, Jones. Defended by Beverly. Jones, the pass to Covington. Over Morris. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And some good action through the first two quarters as we reach halftime. Trip. Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. The period wrapped up with the teams on left. Thanks for joining us.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through two quarters? He has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Morris is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
Whew, that's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game. Because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant, and
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great human being.
Little, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who've won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
And the rejection by Cousins. Covington kicks to Little. Pass to Lillard. Puts up a 3. It's hauled in by George.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Kicks it out to Leonard. The pass to George. for the lead. The shot misses, and it's Portland the other way. Powell, the pass to Covington. The feed to Nurkic. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Pass to Pop. Lillard outside to the inside. Here's Covington. Rebound by the Clippers.
I don't know what they drew up at halftime, but it ain't working. 0 for 4 to start the half.
They get it again.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
That one goes. Count it. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Kicks to Lillard. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Here's Covington. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And Covington maybe not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from Robert Covington. There's the triple. Rebounded by Covington. Covington's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Down low, Nurkic, and it's sent back by Leonard.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Here's Nurkic. Paul George making his last shot. And the shot is good. Lillard's got his 2nd basket.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now here's Leonard. He has 5. Shoots over Powell. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut back down to just 1 with the basket from Kawhi Leonard. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Lillard outside. Back to Covington. In the corner, it's Little. Covington finds Lillard. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. So Portland ends up going with the new group. There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Kennard against McCollum. Shot clock at 6. And the basket is good.
Always good to see solid interior work by McCollum. I mean, he might earn himself some extra space on his outside jumpers when he gets inside points like this.
Now here's Jackson. Good on the shot.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
McCollum against Kennard. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the night here. Free throw good. McCollum.
And the leap McCollum has taken has been remarkable. From little used reserve his first 2 years to star scorer. You kidding me?
Passes it to Beverly from downtown. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's the Trailblazers leading by 4. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Portland, we've got C.J. McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the point guard position.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. Pass to Oturu. Makes it off the glass.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Trailblazers leading by 4. Here's Simons. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
Oh, man, what a slam by Cantor. His size lets him make easy work of those big plays in the paint.
Now here's Beverly. Offline with his 3. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Norman Powell's checked in for Anthony Simons. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in for Nicholas Batum. Now here's Jones. Back to McCollum. To the middle. Here's Anthony. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
Yeah, with no defensive pressure at all, you've got to be able to make that play.
And it's Anthony with the ball for the Portland Trailblazers. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. McCollum against Beverly. Anthony down low. Comes up empty down low. LA has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Beverly against Cantor. And Beverly kicks to Kennard. Over Jones. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
McCollum finds Powell. From deep 3-point range. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Oturu's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Man passes to Kennard. And here is Zubac. To the wing right side. Shoots from the right block. Nice touch on the bank shot. Zubac has got his first basket.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Now here's McCollum. To the inside. And Anthony with the basket on the assist by McCollum. Anthony's got the lead up to 6 now for Portland. The Clippers have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. And it's Beverly missing. Trailblazers leading by 6. McCollum with the ball. On the pass to Pop. Back to Jones. For the 3. Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. And scoring with the play inside is Cantor. And it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead.
He's one of the best per minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
Oturu, the pass to Man. Got a piece of it. And he recovers it. Pass to Zubac. Who's back up. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Facilitating from the inside. I mean, that can be a valuable asset from any offense.
43 seconds left in the game. Now McCollum. Outside, Jones. From deep. McCollum, no good.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Kennard, the pass to Man. passes it to Oturu. Inside, Kennard. Good! And now they trail by just 4.
Whoa, huge play by the former Duke. And Kennard does not shy away from the moment.
And here's Kanter. McCollum from deep three-point land. Misses the shot. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. It was up for grabs right until the final. Not be in the lineup.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then there's Irving. And it's Harris in at the 3 spot. And for Portland, they've got Powell. Robert Covington out there with Jones. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Lillard in at point guard. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. So I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
Now here's Powell. After the miss from Damian Lillard. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Terrific form at the line throughout last season. 89% on the year.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Now here is Harris. Pops it up for Jordan.
You know, with Harris.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Powell against Irving. Powell, the pass to Lillard. 6 to shoot. Nurkic against Jordan. Lillard from outside. And it's Durant with the rebound. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for Brooklyn. It's a 3-point game. No good from Jordan. Covington into the lane. In the corner, Powell with it. Covington passes to Nurkic. Great D that time from Durant.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself. Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
And Clark, when you look at the footwork of James Harden, arguably some of the best in the history of this league.
And you know, Greg, he studied the greats. I mean, he loved Ginobili's Euro step and then added it to his own game. Now he's taking that to another level, and he's the one giving out the lessons. But you're right. Got great strength, but the footwork is really outstanding.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now, here is Irving. The pass to KD. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he makes that one.
Boy, if you allow Durant that look, he's going to punish you. I mean, it's that simple.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Passes to Powell. Lillard outside. Down low. And stolen by Jordan. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Boy, that's exactly how you punish a team in transition. Kyrie getting out in front and going straight on the attack.
Lillard finds Powell. And here's Nurkic. Lillard the pass to Powell. Now the feed to Nurkic. Back to Powell. Uncovered. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whiffs it.
Irving against Lillard. Irving's shot is good. Irving's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Lillard from deep three-point land, from beyond the arc, and then some. Lillard's got 8 points.
You know, so far he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunities.
In the corner, Irving with it. Kicks it out to Harden. And the jam by Harden.
Ferociousness from Harden, looking like he wants to tear the rim off.
Here's Lillard. He's got 8. Pass to Powell. Plenty of space. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Powell's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, I'd have to say Lillard is one of the game's best passers right now.
Harden the pass to Irving. Pocket 6. And oh, what a finish!
Good. Tell you what, when Durant is feeling it, he puts on some swagger. He's going to let you know he's got it going.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Brooklyn ahead. Greg, we know many guys in the NBA have range, but Damian Lillard...
When I'm training in the summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Boy, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, they've got Norman Powell. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the 1. Here's Simons. He's covered by Irving. Yep, it counts. Simons has got his first bucket in this one.
Not much resistance from the defense. Easy play that time for him.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Irving with it. Three-pointer. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Irving knocking down that 3. Textbook form, too. Never rushes anything. Mechanics are efficient and effective.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the players, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Powell. And the Nets also making a change. Claxton's checked in. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Now here's Irving. He's guarded closely, and he makes good on the layup. Irving's got the lead up to 3 now for Brooklyn.
Hey, the skills of Kyrie are obvious, but what isn't so obvious is his underestimated strength.
Pass to Simons. And a wide open look for McCollum. A three-pointer off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Brown the pass to Claxton. Griffin against Cantor. Griffin dishes to Irving. And the pass to Claxton. That shot misses. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Here's Anthony. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Irving looking over the floor. From 12 feet out. And Cantor pulls it down. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
And those are exactly the kinds of plays that can spark a team. Just solid work down in the paint.
Irving finds Brown. Back to Irving. It's tipped, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Jones checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anferny Simons. Then for the Nets, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Harris comes in for Jeff Green. And it's James Harden in for Irving. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Powell's checked in. Now, here's Nurkic. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Jones. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
McCollum's checked in for the Trailblazers. Brown, good. Brown's got it all tied up now for the Nets.
I like the fact he had his head up immediately looking to make the dish down the floor. Get rid of it quickly.
Passes it to McCollum. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Harden can't hit. It's his first trip to the line.
And a year ago, he was an 80% shooter at the line, so that's more than acceptable.
Free throw drops for Covington.
You know, Covington's ability to space the floor and his length at the defensive end is something every team is looking for. He is the prototypical 3-and-D player in my mind.
Feeds to Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility, and boy, he can strike at any time.
He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And we are not going to. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 10 points, 2 assists. Thanks for joining.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Irving is out there with Harden. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Durant. And it's Jordan in at the 5, down low. And it's sent back by Lillard. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Dishes it to Powell. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could...
Boy, you have to respect the quickness of Lillard now, because he's excellent at using his hands to complement those quick feet to come up with steals.
Outside Irving. It's Harden with the drive. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Harden's got his third basket of the night right there.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Lillard outside. Fires for three. That shot, no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only one for the first 5.
Durant, the pass to Irving. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Nurkic with it, picked up by Harris. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Outside, Jones. Here's Nurkic. It's stolen by Harris. For the tie, and Jones sends it back.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Covington finds Powell. Back to Covington. Stolen by Harden. Oh, and here comes Kevin Durant all alone. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Really good to see Harden get nasty on defense. He's got quick instincts and quick hands, and I like how he pilfers it on occasion.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively, but quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better, and not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And then for Brooklyn, Blake Griffin. He's checked in for Jordan. And it's Green in for Kyrie Irving. Count that bucket.
And you know, Harden's a high percentage shooter from mid-range. If you don't close fast on him, he'll burn you.
Here's Simons, guarded by Harden. Simons, the pass to Anthony. Now here's Hollis Jefferson. Shot clock at 6. And the foul on Harden. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Nets making a change here. Brown's checked in. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Hollis Jefferson passes to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Really, it's a thing of beauty to watch Hollis Jefferson move the ball like that. I mean, he's a team-oriented guy who looks to make the pass as much as possible.
Here's KD. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. KD's got the game tied up here for Brooklyn. Here's Simons. Outside Anthony. There's 47 seconds left in the third. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Boy, in a game this snug, you can ill afford to commit those kinds of turnovers.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Blake Griffin. And here's Harden. He's got 8. Now Brown. Pass to Green. Back to Brown. Clock at 4. Kicks it out to Harden. They get the rebound. Here's Claxton. Brown dishes to Green. Back to Brown for the lead. And it's Portland with the rebound. And now Portland on the break. There's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Simons. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Off the mark.
Excellent coverage from Durant. Able to guard multiple positions due to his size.
It's all tied in Portland. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Jones is out there with Anthony, and it's Cantor in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group on the floor for Portland. McCollum against Irving. And there's the pass to Anthony. Lillard outside.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Stolen by McCollum. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself. That puts them in the lead. And the Trailblazers lead by 2. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Trailblazers?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Jones. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And a change for the Nets. Jordan's checked in. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Simons surveying the D.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Here's Harden. He dishes it to Jordan. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Norman Powell's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Joe Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. KD finds Jordan. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Would have been impossible for KD to miss his teammate there. He was wide open.
Passes it to McCollum. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Portland. Powell, no one around him. Portland again missing. The Nets with the lead. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. He feeds it to Durant. Over Anthony. Durant, no good. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And it's Anthony at the elbow. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Again, Durant missing.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Lillard right side, and the shot goes down.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Harden outside. Pass to Durant. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. .102 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Harden. Powell gets a hand on it. And it was not a... And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. I have to now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Just 2 to shoot. Lillard from outside. Jordan with the rebound. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Nets. They trail by 3. They grab their own miss. Nurkic against Harris. Takes the 3. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Here's Lillard. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Good composure from the line there. Those shots sealed.
Harden offline. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. It was a fantastic ball.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
And the Clippers starting five. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George. And it's Cousins in at the center position. And for the Nets, we've got Harden. Durant is out there with Griffin. Then it's Jordan. And it's Irving in at the 2. Passes to Beverley. Launches a 3. Griffin grabs the board. And the Nets with possession.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
Tipped away. Paul George with the steal. A 3 from Morris. The shot's good on the assist by George. Morris has got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Clippers. And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. George passes to Morris. From the arc. No good on that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Griffin. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Griffin good at timing when it is that he leaks out a huge target on the fast break.
George dishes to Beverley. There's the pass to Cousins. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And Jordan sends it back. Stolen by Beverley. Morris finds Leonard. Nice open look, but it's no good.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Here's Leonard. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. And George, here we go.
And the versatility of Paul George's game. Elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
And you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Now, here is Harden. Jordan kicks to Harden. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. Green, he's checked in for Blake Griffin. Outside Durant. Pass to Harden. 6 on the shot clock. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Harden's got his second bucket.
Inside, outside, Harden will attack you from anywhere. Nice play.
Outside Leonard. The tray. And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for the Nets. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's Kennard. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
And he's not going to miss many of those, especially that wide open.
No, he's automatic from the mid-range, and the defense knows that. It's a mistake to give up a shot like that.
Now here's Durant. Jordan trying to free himself up.
That's a big-time finish. KD dunking all over the defense.
Clippers trail by 3. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Here's Kennard. The feed now to Batum. 4 on the clock. And the layup's good off the glass.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's Brown following the basket by Nicholas Batum.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Now here's Jackson. No points in the game yet for him. Kennard's shot is off.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Nets leading by 3. Here's Irving, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Nice mid-range J, automatic it looks like for Kyrie Irving right now.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Jackson against Irving. Pass to Kennard. To the paint. Zubac's in the post. Guarded by Jordan.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
And that does it for the first quarter. Nets lead by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
On out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Griffin. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Claxton in at the 4 spot. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Brooklyn leading by 5. Griffin passes to Irving. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become. And it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Jackson against Irving. Back to Zubac. Rebounded by the Nets.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
The kick out to Irving. Brown the pass to Harris. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers trail by 7 to the inside. Outside for Jackson. That's a 2 from Kennard. Nails the wide open jump shot. Kennard's got 6.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Irving dishes to Brown. Griffin against Zubac. Griffin passes to Irving. Can't drop the tough 3-pointer. The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Jackson finds Zubac from deep. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. Now it's just a 3-point Nets lead.
And you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Harden's checked in. Now here's Brown. Back to Harden. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That'll be his second foul of the game.
It's his second foul, but not the end of the world. One more before halftime, though. That would change some things.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Green comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And Durant subbed in for Brown. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. No good from Cousins.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Passes it to Harden. Lobs it up for Jordan. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Now, how many times do we see highlights like this? DeAndre Jordan loves bringing the hammer.
Green against Morris. He dishes it to Beverly. Second shot opportunity, and Morris with the lay-in. Morris has got 7.
And the powerful frame of Morris, difficult to knock him off his rhythm, and there finishing through the contact.
And here's Harden. Harris outside. Back to Harden. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Exploiting the opposing defense in the paint here. That they've set up shop down in there this second quarter, and boy, are they cashing in.
Free throw good. James Harden.
And the way Harden plays the game, incredible. So much energy and really as creative as they come.
Now here is George. The pass to Leonard. Shoots over KD. Rebound Brooklyn. Jordan's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Jeff Green on the wing. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Harden surveying the D. Pops it up for Jordan.
Well, I like the shot selection of DeAndre Jordan. He stays ready to shoot, especially in the paint. Does not have many attempts in his career outside of it.
Beverly for 3. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the... And that...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
Yeah, something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, if we were grading playmaking today, it's an A+ from him.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. They've got Paul George, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Patrick Beverly, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Doesn't go for him. Some solid defense there from KD.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Irving with the ball. He's got 8. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Beverly with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. And Cousins throws it down.
Well, if you're open, Patrick Beverly is going to do his best to get you the ball.
Griffin dishes to Harden. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Floats one, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul called on Los Angeles.
Maybe the best ever at earning free throws. I mean, Harden has mastered the art of contact and still being able to get off the shot.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan, and it's Bruce Brown in for Durant. And then for the Clippers, Marcus Morris is checked in for Patterson. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard, and it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Harden has a wide open look, gets the three-pointer to fall. Harden's got 6 here in this quarter. You know, Greg, you probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I think I'd say that might have been the one difference.
And that one, good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
A minute 50 left in the third quarter. It's Jackson with the drive. Griffin with some nice D. The Nets on offense. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Now Irving. 10 points for him. Launches it. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Outside Jackson. From past the arc. Rebounded by the Nets. .110 left to play in the third. On the wing, Brown for 3. And no good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And Morris throws it down.
And the thing about Morris, doesn't have the big vertical, but tenacious once he gets around the rim.
Harden kicks to Irving. Brown outside. Back to Irving. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game. The Nets have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Jeff Green, he's checked in for the Nets. Joe Harris comes in for Brown. Now here is Harris. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Pass to Claxton. Good. And Harris gets the assist. And the Nets lead by 21.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Here's Mann. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his way.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Irving. He's got 13. Inside. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. It could go. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Brooklyn with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Nets leading by 19. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Durant. Joe Harris is out there with Harden. Then there's Green, and it's Jordan in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Shot clock at 6. Harris finds Harden. Lobs it up for Jordan. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now, here's Beverly. Fires from deep. But they recover it. Kennard, the pass to Beverly. Leonard inside. KD's on him. Kennard for three. Rebounded by the Nets.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Durant against Kennard. Durant dishes to Jordan. Back to KD. Feeds to Green. Batum with the steal. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Harris. And Leonard gets it to go.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Now here's Durant. And it's Jordan to top the key. Shot clock at 5. The Nets need to get a shot off here. KD can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 19. Leonard kicks to Kennard. Goes up from the top of the key. He doesn't hit that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Outside, KD. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And the Nets lead by 21.
Well, Durant's going to draw defensive attention. He knows it's coming. Everybody knows it's coming, and really, it just doesn't matter.
Beverly wide open. Jordan with the rebound.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Irving's checked in for Harris. Durant way outside. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Clippers trail by 21. Yep, that one goes in there.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
Now here's Harden. .144 left in the fourth quarter. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverly rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverly is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against it.
A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. Now here's Johnson. Back to Shamet. Pass to Johnson. Stolen by Beverly. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Nets.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for James Harden.
So sharp on the passing tonight. You know, guys can get into a rhythm that way, too. Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
And the wide-open shot for Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Beverly with the ball. George passes to Morris. Shoots over Shamet. Morris, no good. And here is Shamet. And the miss. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Coming up next, The week is starting off right. Monday night. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured play. Hey, Dave.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. They've got Derek Jones. Damian Lillard out there with Norman Powell. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Covington in at the 4 slot. And for the Clippers, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Cousins in at the center. Buries the long-range jumper. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight, Greg. Did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
And Beverley kicks to George. And there's the pass to Morris. Clippers moving the ball around. Cousins. Nurkic with the block. In the corner, Powell with it. Nurkic, the pass to Lillard. Count it.
And no stopping Lillard. Excellent at staying in control no matter what the D throws at him.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
And here's Beverley. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Pass to Leonard. The 15-footer. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Powell, that's good.
This, to me, is where he can be lethal. In fast break situation, Norman Powell's speed's a problem.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. The 3 from George. Drains the three-pointer. George has got 6.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's Powell. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Here's Beverley. Three-pointer. He can't hit that time. Now Portland takes it the other way. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Here's Covington. Powell dishes to Covington. Lillard outside. Pass to Powell. Just 5 on the clock. Second chance shot. They shoot again. Kicks it out to Lillard. Over Morris. Tough break there. Shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Leonard with no one around. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Well, that's about recognizing a transition opportunity when it presents itself. Nice job by Kawhi Leonard.
Lillard finds Powell. He's looking for Lillard and finds him. Offensive rebound. Nurkic and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points. Staying active even after the shot goes up.
George passes to Beverley. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. The three-pointer, no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league.
And here are the Trailblazers now after the Clippers pick up 2. Lillard against Beverley. It's stolen by Morris. And here we go. Fast break. Beverley's got it. Here's Nurkic. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Portland. Pass to Simons. Back to McCollum. Here's Cantor. And it's all evened up.
I love the hustle and the heart with which Enes Kanter plays. This guy is a terror on the offensive glass.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Lets it go from deep. Portland grabs the miss. Here's Hollis-Jefferson, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. Tie game in Los Angeles. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Damian Lillard told us before the game.
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a five-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's McCollum. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the point. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Portland leading. McCollum with the ball. Dishes to Powell. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And Jackson throws it down hard.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
And here's McCollum. It's hauled in by Zubac. McCollum's gone 1 of 3 on the night. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Robert Covington's checked in for Norman Powell. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Outside Covington. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Beverly. No points in the game yet for him. He kicks it to Leonard. Here's George with the shot, and he can't bank that one in. The pass to Carmelo, back to McCollum. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Covington with the bucket.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 2. And Beverly kicks to Cousins. The feed to Leonard. To the middle. George passes to Morris. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Really good job anticipating the rise and fire off the catch. Go ahead, Marcus Morris.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Beverly against Lillard. Down low, Cantor. Banked in off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 2. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces. But title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to...
Oh! You got to be kidding. That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. To the inside. Here's Cantor. Here's Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. Clock at 2. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. So it's both teams making substitutions here. There's a minute left to play here in the second quarter. Now Jackson. To the paint. Here's Oturu. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
Here's Simons. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Anthony dishes to Nurkic. Shot clock at 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
One-on-one here. Powell for 3. It's hauled in by George. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Leonard's got the ball. Morris with the bucket.
Well, this is why Mr. Morris is out there. The ability to drain the shot from long distance and spread the floor.
Powell, no one around him. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Powell's got his second basket of the night.
Well, the versatility he possesses.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. And for the Clippers, the wing tandem of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Lillard attacking.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
And George kicks to Beverly. Leonard looking over the floor. Back to Beverly. The Clippers need to get off a shot. The shot by George, no good. Portland trailing here. And for those of you tuning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Nurkic, the pass to Lillard. Shoots over Cousins, and the rejection by Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins proving you don't have to be a high flyer to block shots. That's about positioning and timing.
Leonard, good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Leonard's got 6.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Lillard from outside. Cousins pulls it in.
And I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
And then Cousins with the dunk.
Well,
and here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in. Now here's Jackson. Pass to man. Zubac kicks to Batum. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Kennard. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Batum's got the lead up to 5 now for the Clippers.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And here's McCollum for 3. That one doesn't drop. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Leonard kicks to Beverly. Fires the 3. Rebounded by McCollum.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Well, that's about court awareness. Hollis Jefferson playing very well within the confines of this offense.
Clippers leading by 3. Passes to Leonard. There's the dish to Beverly. Leonard with the ball. Hollis Jefferson's there.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Jones comes in for Hollis Jefferson, and Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Misses the deep three-point attempt.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Oturu. Inside. Zubac, the pass to man. Kept alive. Back to Zubac. The pass to Kennard. Outside Jackson. Ball's knocked loose. And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last. 15 seconds left in the third. Shot clock at 2. And that one is good from Zubac. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
McCollum with the ball. Fires the 3. Can't hit that one. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Clippers lead by 5. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the 4th quarter next. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the 4th quarter could have even more action in store for us. On the court for the Trailblazers, we've got Robert Covington. He's out there with Norman Powell. Nurkic is out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point guard position. McCollum outside. Pass to Anthony. Back to McCollum. Passes it to Simons. And the 3 ball is good. Simons has got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Portland.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Jackson from long range. Rebounded by Anthony. And for Portland, they're shooting 47% from the floor. Getting it done. To tie it up, Simons, the pass to Anthony. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
You know, sold him on the up fake, and Carmelo with a veteran move to get to the free throw line.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Jackson. Jones, the pass to Nurkic to take the lead. Here's Anthony. Feeds it to Nurkic. And stolen by Cousins. And so they foul intentionally for the Trailblazers. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. And it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson in for Derek Jones. George up top. Guarded by Powell. George. Oh, the power on that throw down.
Well, an aggressive player at the rim. Paul George has the kind of athleticism to make a defense look silly.
Lillard looking around. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
That free throw good from Lillard.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, almost effortless there from Kawhi Leonard. The reach and leaping ability. Look out.
And here is Powell. He dishes it to Lillard to take the lead. Now Hollis-Jefferson. Back to Lillard. The offensive rebound.
Sometimes you just have an off day, and this is one of those games for him.
Right side, Leonard. Back to George. He feeds it to Morris.
You know, there's a toughness and an energy about Marcus Morris that elevates any team he plays for. This guy is an incredible teammate.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Portland. Collin comes in for Norman Powell.
He knew what was riding on those foul shots and didn't mess around, making this a 2-possession game.
Lillard outside. And Damian Lillard throws it down hard.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Beverly dishes to Leonard. From 18 feet away, it's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got 5 rebounds tonight. And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance. And a wide open look for McCollum. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
It's stolen by Jones. And now Portland on the break. 3-pointer Lillard. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They get a hand on it. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Zubac is checked in for Morris. And Portland with a change here too. Cantor's checked in. 50 seconds left to play in the final quarter. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
Leonard inside, working on Jones. Good!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Here's Lillard. From deep. Yes! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
Boy, Patrick Beverly, what a pleasure this guy is to watch. The level of competitiveness, the commitment to the defensive end. Man, he can raise the team.
Beverly against Lillard. To tie it up. Can't knock in the 3. It falls. So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.